Yo, what is up, guys? Today we are reading some more Reddit stories, this time about Millennium Biltmore, because we had just finished filming there a few weeks ago. So we thought let's share some of their scariest stories and do the same thing we did last time, rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being
sleep like a baby,
and 10 is cry like a baby.
cry like a baby. Yeah.
Let's get right into it with story number 1. Biltmore Hotel Ghost Hunting. My friend and I went to the Millennium Biltmore Hotel in LA because we heard it, specifically the second floor, was haunted. We got on the elevator and the button to the second floor was blacked out and wouldn't take us there. We got off on the 3rd floor and took the stairway down to the 2nd floor landing. Both doors to the floor were locked, so the whole floor sealed off, which I find weird. We decided to take the stairs down to the lobby. It's well lit. We start walking down and I get a bad feeling about it, so I stop. My friend who was walking ahead of me turns around and started running back up the stairs, grabbing my arm in the process of dragging me up with her. She said she saw a white figure, even though we were the only ones there. Does anyone know why the whole floor is closed off, or has anyone experienced anything at this hotel?
Or at least you were the first one to see that the second floor is blocked off, right?
Yeah, because I tried to go to the 2nd floor
Yeah.
to get the shot of the vertigo
Mm-hmm.
from top to bottom. I think you just click the 2nd floor button and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It tries to light up, and then it immediately goes off and just doesn't let you go there. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. So yeah, I went to the 3rd floor. And I was like, I'll just walk down a set of stairs and get the shot. So I'm all the way at the bottom. And when you get down to the 2nd floor, it becomes half concrete.
Mm-hmm.
It almost stops becoming a hotel.
Yeah.
So it definitely is just gives eerie vibes. Hard to tell if it's because it's haunted or just because of the style of it.
I was definitely getting back room vibes there.
Yeah. It said it was under construction on that floor.
Was that the one with all the wires?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're remodeling it completely and they're gonna reopen it, or if they just have something else going on and it's under construction. I'm not 100% sure. 3, 2, 1, 6.5.
Oh, you did go with a half.
Yeah.
I went with a 4.
I think just seeing a shadowy figure, we've never seen a figure.
I guess to me it depends on how clear that figure was. Because if it was almost just mist.
Yeah, if you could actually see head, shoulders.
Yeah, if I see that, I can see my score bumping up a little bit more. Story number 2. The Black Dahlia. I checked into the Millennium Biltmore Hotel, not thinking much about its connection to the Black Dahlia, Elizabeth Short. After settling in, I started hearing strange noises, like a woman crying softly. Later that night, there was a knock at the door, but when I looked, no one was there. The crying got louder, and suddenly a woman appeared at the foot of my bed. Her sad eyes locked on me. I was certain it was Elizabeth Short, though she disappeared as quickly as she came. Shaken, I asked the front desk if others had seen her, and they hinted that the Biltmore never forgets. I left the hotel, but I couldn't shake the memory of her ghostly presence. Reaction, you just have a blank face. You had no reaction to that.
Seeing the Elizabeth Short at the foot of your bed, weeping.
Kind of a turn on. No, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, no, that is pretty scary. 3, 2, 1, 9. Yeah, that's horrifying.
pretty scary,
Yeah.
A woman crying ghost, that's just terrifying. Even if I see just a normal woman crying alone at night in the middle of the street, that's freaky.
Yeah, I'm not stopping.
Yeah, one right in front of you at the end of the bed in a hotel room alone. I'm dipping. I'm checking out that night.
Yeah, I'm packing my bag and saying this room's all yours. Story number 3. One evening, I was wandering the hotel's grand ballroom. The place was empty, but the atmosphere was electric. The air felt dense, almost as if something was watching me. I brushed it off thinking it was just my imagination, but as I approached one of the old mirrors on the wall, I could have sworn I saw a shadowy figure moving out of the corner of my eye. I turned quickly, but there was no one there. Later, while chatting with some of the hotel staff in the lobby, I learned that the Biltmore had a reputation for being haunted. One of the bellhops mentioned a particularly eerie experience he had. He'd been working late as he walked down one of the dimly lit corridors. He felt a sudden drop in temperature. He turned to see a woman in vintage clothing standing at the end of the hall. She vanished before his eyes, leaving him frozen in disbelief. Another staff member recounted her own unsettling experience. She was working in one of the old suites and felt an inexplicable presence. As she was cleaning, she heard a soft, melancholy sigh and felt an icy hand brush against her shoulder. When she turned around, the room was empty. Intrigued, I decided to spend the night in one of the hotel's more historic rooms. The atmosphere was strangely peaceful. As I drifted off to sleep, I woke suddenly to the sound of footsteps echoing in the hallway. I checked the corridor, but it was empty. It was as if someone had walked by but left no trace. So I guess his point of view is only seeing kind of a shadowy figure out of the corner of a mirror, and then the footsteps down the hallway.
Yeah.
I don't really want to take into account
The
other stories.
Yeah.
So just like if we're in his shoes and someone told us those stories, but we didn't experience them, and then we experienced the other stuff, how would we feel? 3, 2, 1, 3.5.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the stories would put me on edge.
Yeah.
Because those are like the real scary parts of this.
Mhm.
But I see stuff out of the corner of my eyes all the time.
It's crazy.
So I feel like either I'm seeing ghosts all the time or that's just a part of me. Footsteps, I feel like, are also like an easy shot of it just being someone.
That walk fast.
Yeah, or like kids running down and turning the corner, and they could only be in sight on that hallway for 3-4 seconds.
For me, it's like both experiences are like explainable. The elevator man. I finally got to stay a night at the Biltmore Hotel. That night, I took the elevator up to my room, and everything seemed normal until the doors opened on a floor I hadn't selected. No one was there, and I brushed it off as a glitch. But as the elevator continued up, I felt a sudden chill. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw a man standing beside me in the reflection of the elevator's mirrored walls. He wore an old-fashioned suit, and though I hadn't seen him enter, he stood still, staring ahead. When I turned to look directly at him, the man was gone, leaving only an empty elevator and unsettling quiet. The rest of the night, I couldn't shake that feeling that I was not alone.
For one, the elevators are already creepy in that place, and they smell like extremely bad. One smelled just like fish, and that one seemed to be the only one that wanted to pick us up.
It could have been the elevator man doing that to us.
And it was such a strong smell. It was actually kind of vile in there. It was so bad. It was just like someone had like a seafood dinner in there. But the elevators were already kind of shady. We had a room key, and you have to use that to activate the elevator. And sometimes it just wouldn't work. So imagine all that, and then you turn to the side and see the elevator man there. 3, 2, 1,
7.
6.
Oh, I was almost gonna say 6, but I changed the last second.
Yeah, because I think I gave 6.5 to the ghost lady
you did,
one. I feel like the back room vibe of the second floor and everything being locked, it's still kind of more shady because you don't see a single person over there.
Yeah, true. Yeah, for me, I have like more of a personal fear with elevators because, like, as a kid, terrified of Tower of Terror at Disneyland, especially with the old school like Twilight Zone that they had. Yeah, like that scared me shitless. Thing of being in the elevator, trapped alone, and I see a guy in the mirror. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so basically those are the 4 stories that we chose for the Millennium Biltmore. Let us know what story was the scariest to you, and you can give your rating on each one of the stories.
If you haven't checked out the Biltmore video,
check
in the description.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know any other type of videos you'd like to see us do, and we're going to keep trying to pump out this content for you guys. Peace.